good morning, team. It is Tuesday, January 23rd. I'm Amy Core. Here I am with Kevin Van Eck, again in our new digs that we're getting adjusted to. I kind of like this.
Yeah, this is a good spot.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. We have a really rewarding topic, I think, today. I'm excited to talk about it. And I think it's really going to be focusing on you and your mindset and things that you can be ready to accomplish in 2024. So on that note, let's make sure that your cup is full of coffee, tea, power smoothie, maybe lemon water. It is 2024, and I know we still are trying to stick to our diets, at least me.
Sure.
I'm 3 weeks in, and I'm kind of grouchy.
I'm doing pretty well as well.
Are you? Okay,
yeah,
good.
8 out of 10.
So fill her up, whatever you've got, and let's jump into the next episode of Coffee with Amy and Kevin.
That's right. Good morning, everyone. Good morning, Amy. Good to be back
morning.
here again in
Yeah.
the studio. Like you said, still getting adjusted. It's only our second episode here.
Yeah.
But it's good to sit like this face to face. And I think today, Amy mentioned that it's going to be about you. So talking about you, one of the things we neglect is ourselves so often because we're in the service industry, right? Effectively, we are doing everything for everyone else.
Yep.
And so it's time to really take a look at us because our impact that we have on others is directly related to how we treat ourselves too.
Yeah.
And we have so many success stories or challenges that we've seen based on, excuse me, I'm choking. I need that coffee or lemon water you mentioned. But it's really driven by the way we treat ourselves. We can only do so much. And the whole oxygen mask analogy. So let's get right into it. Let's talk about today as we get, you like to say touchy-feely. I like to say authentic or, getting a little bit more emotional and deep with ourselves in how we can take care of ourselves to make sure that we can really create success for us, but also others.
Yeah. And I think, I kind of take this even just from my own experience. Like, I just know that if I'm not right, then it kind of impacts everybody else, from agents that I interface with to my own family. And so I think, for all of us, that's how it is. And so we, Kevin and I thought it was only appropriate. We're kind of our third week into the new year, but let's make sure that you are feeling great right now. So last year we did that love letter campaign at Properties Christie's International Real Estate, and I loved it. But it was different. It was authentic. It was just this really great vibe. And, for many of you who probably have seen it, but some have not, we did this love letter campaign, and it was to all of the neighborhoods in and around Chicago and in the suburbs. Right. And it was what we loved about our communities. And it was in print. We put it on billboards. And then we did a second round, which I thought was so great. There was a love letter to all of our staff, all of the people that, support the operations behind what we try to do every single day. And I just think the impact, the way it made the communities feel, the way it made agents feel like they could connect to the communities, it was really neat. And, I'm actually going to have to give credit, though, where credit is due. And Stephanie Sigetvari, who's one of our managing brokers, had talked to us and had said, what if we had our agents do a love letter campaign to themselves as we kick off the year? And I thought, magic. Kevin and I are going to take credit for it and show it on and talk about it on Coffee.
Yes.
But the idea is great. Let's anchor your mindset. Let's get ourselves ready. But let's also make sure that, we spend so much time on everybody else. Let's take a few minutes to write that love letter to ourselves and get ourselves ready for this year. So that's what we're going to do, right, Kevin?
That's great. Yeah, we're going to make ourselves feel good.
Perfect.
So we're writing letters to ourselves as soon as this episode is over. But in reality, this is important because it's about recognizing yourself and what you're working towards and what you've done. So I think, in this email, everyone can see some of the suggestions and the templates that we've included.
Yeah.
And we'll start with let's do success stories first.
Yeah.
Let's start the love you letter with that because that's one of the most important parts is what over the last year, let's say, what are you most proud of that you've accomplished? And then also, what was one thing, let's say, that you could consider as your greatest success? And it can be professional, right? It could be in real estate, but it could be something you've done or accomplished in your personal life as well, whether it's with your family or your friends or something, health, right? Something you really focused on that needed attention. So recognize yourself for the hard work and effort you put in.
Yeah.
Pat yourself on the back and give yourself a big hug.
Because how many times do we focus on all the things that we did wrong, what I didn't get accomplished, what I screwed up? I mean, I'm one person that can do that way too often. So I like that. Acknowledge what you did, and not just professionally, because I think professional and personal are kind of all bundled up, right? And if you're doing great things and feel good about your whole aspect of life, I think it pushes everything forward in a positive direction.
And this is one of those things too. We don't document our success stories.
Yeah.
And it's not about creating a big ego or thinking we're bigger than we are, but it is about making sure that we reward ourselves for what we've accomplished. Because if you say sometimes to folks, what was your biggest accomplishment in 23? It takes some time for them to even think of anything positive that was really rewarding or that they felt they created huge success with.
Yeah. The sad thing is you ask them, what was their biggest upset or disappointment? And it's like, right away.
Right.
I hate that.
Yes.
So great. Success stories. We're going to start with that in the Love You letter. And then letting go. This is something that's hard for me to do. But part of really loving yourself, and I think kind of getting to that next level of being in the right mindset, is leaving room for grace for ourselves. No matter how many times have we blown it or done something that we didn't love, and just letting go of the stuff that no longer serves us, and actually letting go of sometimes of the people who no longer serve us. I know that that's been something for me I've even explored, is who I'm around and the energy they bring me. Is it helping me to be the best version of myself? So, what are you going to let go of from 2023 that no longer serves you and you no longer want to hang on to? Being able to write that down and just say it, I think, is freeing in and of itself.
Absolutely, getting it out. Yeah. I know there's, going back to glory high school football days, but even more recently with conversations and interactions with people, we beat ourselves up so much and we don't necessarily acknowledge it to push it away.
Yeah.
So we never really bring closure to it. But laying in bed after a football game thinking, wow, I wish I had done this, or I really blew that play or something like that. And now in conversations, how often do you replay conversations in your head where you could have said something different? This is that letting go piece.
Yeah.
It's over. It's done. We've learned. Let's move forward.
You got to let go, Kevin.
That's what I'm trying.
Football was a long time ago. You got to let it go.
I don't have my letter jacket anymore.
Wakes up at night.
Oh God,
Back
I was so good.
1991. Dang it! If I had just made that catch in the end zone, my life would be so different.
Your math is off. I just want to point that out.
I was being kind,
the math,
right?
What's that?
Was I being kind?
No.
Oh,
so
sorry. Those are my numbers.
Yeah, no need to calculate years, whatever. No need. But when so we've covered what? We've covered looking at our successes and our success stories. We've covered letting go.
Yes.
Letting go. I'm not putting on your letter jacket any longer. And then the third piece is really looking forward, right? So it's what are you most excited for in 24? And there's a good example of this from Ninja Selling, where the first day of Ninja Selling, for anyone that's been through the 4-day installation, where they start out by learning affirmations and they make a contract with themselves and they work in the affirmative that they have already reached their goal. So, I'm grateful that in 2024 I did X or I made X. And creating this gratitude from the beginning, looking forward, setting their goals, believing that they can do it from day one. So it really is looking forward, okay, we've done these things in the past. We've created success. We've had some issues, but now we're moving ahead. Some other examples of this, what are the things that create or present the biggest opportunity, both personally and in our careers? Like you said, they're intertwined, right? What we do in our personal life impacts our career and vice versa. So where's the greatest opportunity and how are we going to really harness that to become or be or to ourselves or to others who we want to be in 24?
And I think it doesn't have to be just work related. When you're looking forward, I think it is like putting in what you want to do professionally, but personally, because again, those are intertwined and, sometimes one can greatly impact the success of the other. And I love the ninja concept of already manifesting it, right?
Yes.
That it is going to happen. And I can't wait until and when it does, not if, but when.
That's right.
Such a different mindset on that because, we have to remember that especially in this business, we are our most important asset. If we don't feel great, our clients feel it. We attract what we put out there. And so if we can develop this strong anchor of ourselves to really have this, these great success stories that we remind us of how great we are, letting go of the stuff that doesn't serve us, and then getting ready for this is what's going to happen in this year, and I'm going to make it happen. So we're excited. I'm excited. I'm ready to do my Love Me letter. I'm going to have to get working on that over the next couple of days.
Me too. I don't know how I'm going to find time since I'm working on my vision board this year.
Seriously, we are going to see this vision board, people. It is going to come out. Just wait. February, first week of February, I'm going to come in with mine, and Kevin's going to have his. Can you do it by then?
It's like a diorama, really. If you remember like a science fair, it's going to be big.
I can't wait.
Yes.
It probably won't fit in this room.
No. I'm going to have our marketing department work on it. It's going to be, you'll blown away.
All right, so you have a copy of a template for your Love You letter. So get to work on it and let us know. Share with us on Instagram because our social is going to be the bomb this year.
That's right.
Or share in the chat. Let us know how it's going. Make it a great Tuesday. Thank you for joining us, and we can't wait to see you next week. But until then, remember, you got this.